All right, in this video, we're going to talk about client acquisition, and that's basically how you're going to reach out to people to sell your AI receptionist or any AI system for that matter, right? Which is actually phase 3 in my mentorship. But anyhow, we can just start. And the first point I'm going to mention is that you should ideally look for your first client, you should ideally look for family and friends who own a business and target them, get them as your first client because they're going to be the easiest people to convince to actually try out the system, right? And they can always like refer you to other businesses that they know, right? So in my opinion, if you do have someone that like owns a business, then try to reach out to them and try to sign them, okay? But if you don't have anyone like that, then that's also fine because we have all these other methods, right? So we can just start with call calling. And before I even go into all the scripts and stuff, I just want to talk about how you're actually going to get these people like as a list. And the easiest way is just to go to a Google Chrome and you're going to go to Google Maps and you're going to look up some local business in your city. Then you're going to just like scroll all the way down to make sure all these load. And basically once you're at the bottom, you're going to click on the extensions and you can just use any one of these to scrape the list. I have a video showing how you can use the data scraper on my TikTok and Instagram. So if you just want it, let me know, I'll show you. But once you scrape it, you're basically going to get this kind of list, right? And it gives you the company name, the reviews, their review count, and then their phone number and their website, right? I would just try to aim to like reach out to companies with like 150 reviews and below, because these companies with more reviews are generally not going to work with you. They just don't want like work with solo agencies, right? So yeah, just target these lower people, okay? And then we go here, and so that's pretty much how you're gonna get your clients for call calls, right? And now we can just talk about the scripts. And the first script that we're gonna talk about is getting past the gatekeeper. And this one, it really depends on you whether you want to do it. To be honest, towards the end of my call calls, I kind of stopped doing it because it's just not even worth it trying to like lie to the gatekeeper to get past. But you can always try and like maybe you get good at it and that's like something you're strong at, right? So why not? So it kind of goes like this. It's like, hey, is Daniel or your name is X in today, and make sure to replace X with the boss's name, right? So you have to do some research before you're called to know their name, right? Otherwise, they're just not gonna let you like through because you're nobody, right? That's the whole job of the gatekeeper. So you're gonna be like, she's gonna be like, hey Daniel, sorry, what is this regarding? And you're gonna be like, yeah, I spoke to the boss last week. He told me he'd give me a call back, but I just haven't heard anything from him yet. Can you just tell him that I called? And she's gonna be like, yeah, again, Daniel, what is this regarding? And you're gonna play dumb, right? You're gonna be like, yeah, so we spoke last week. You can just tell him that Daniel called. He should have my number, is the one that's ending in 8780. And if not, you should have it here, right? But I gotta run. I have an appointment to get to, so have a good day, right? And then when the boss calls you back, if he does, you're gonna be like, hey, boss, wait, you don't sound familiar. I don't think we talked last week. And then you just go into your pitch, right? But yeah, that's pretty much how you're gonna get past the gatekeeper. Past the gatekeeper. It's not necessary to do, but if you want to, you can do, right? And then the first script is the one that you're gonna use if you actually called the business before, but they did not pick up, right? So you're gonna be like, hey, boss name, this is Daniel here. I tried reaching out to you a couple of days ago, a couple hours ago, but I couldn't get through. Do you guys usually miss calls or just pick up too late? And they're gonna say some like excuse, right? Some bullshit, and you're gonna be like, okay, got you, boss. And that's the reason for my call today. As well as I help like X businesses like yours fix this exact issue using the AI receptionist. Have you heard of that before? And you can say the boss name, the AI receptionist, and then you're gonna go into your pitch, right? So you can be like, okay, do you mind if I give you a 15 or 30-second explanation of how we can help you never miss a call again, right? And you're gonna explain that right here. So it's very simple. We set up an AI receptionist for your niche, just like yourself, so you never miss a call again, because we know how busy you can get, and that we know missed calls is a mislead, and mislead is a missed revenue. So what this agent does is basically just answer your calls. It speaks to your leads like a real person, has the ability to answer any questions that they may have, and they can also book appointments straight into their calendar without you lifting your finger. And you can talk about the demo, right? So at the bottom, you always want to mention the demo, and make sure to get them to sign up for the demo on the call. Don't leave it just to them for like to do it later. Try to get them right in the email. I mean, right on the call, right? And that's pretty much it for this kind of script. And then the other script we have is to use if you don't know anybody in your niche, and you're gonna start with, hey, boss name, it's just Daniel here. I sent an email. It was either yesterday or the day before, but I was just wondering if anyone had a chance to take a look at it yet. And they're gonna be like, what is this regarding? And you're gonna be like, well, it was more of a question for you guys. I was just wondering if you already have someone, um, like a 24/7 dispatch setup, like someone answering the calls in the middle of the night. Or you can even say if they just have anyone answering after hours. You don't have to talk about 24/7 dispatch because not everyone does that. And then you're gonna wait for the response. They're gonna say some bullshit, and you're gonna be like, the reason I asked is because a lot of business owners I talk to are still sleeping while with the phone next to them, or just in case a customer calls. And we build a system that actually enters, books jobs, and follows up like a real person. And you're gonna be like, I actually made a quick demo for your company. Would tomorrow morning or Thursday morning work better? And this is good wording because it forces them to actually make a decision. It's not like you should send them a link with a bunch of choices and they're going to be indecisive, right? You should try to specify some kind of time frame between they like should choose right now, right? And that's just from what I found that makes them more decisive. And the last kind of script is what you're going to use if you actually don't have any connect, if you actually have a connection with someone you're calling, right? So maybe you got referred to, or like your dad is a plumber and you're calling a plumbing company, so you can just use that kind of as your story, right? And funnel that into this new client. So you're gonna be like, hey, owner name is Daniel here. Are you guys local in your city? Okay, right on. Long story short, my blank runs a X company, and you can be like, did I catch you in the middle, in like at a bad time? And okay, you can explain your situation. You're gonna be like, so yeah, my basically my relative's phone is ringing all the time, and sometimes he misses those calls because he's either busy on the job or literally sleeping because they call after hours, right? So you're gonna say we build him a system that ensures he never misses a call again. It's been super helpful for him. Anyways, he said to me that you should call some local companies and see if they could benefit from this as well. So you can ask, hey boss, did you ever hear about those systems, the AI receptionist? Then they're gonna give you like objections. You can answer those objections, and you're gonna follow up with the demo, right? Like we talked about. And the last thing we're gonna talk about call calls is actually those objections. And this is, I would say, the most important part of any call because getting to talk to the owner is pretty simple. You're not calling big companies, you're talking to local businesses. So they're actually going to pick up usually, right? But if you're not an experienced salesman, the thing that's gonna get you stuck like 99% of the time is actually these objections, right? Because if you don't answer an objection within like 5 seconds and you start like stuttering, you have a pause, right? They're not gonna believe you. You're just gonna lose all your authority, right? So you're not gonna close them. You're not gonna get that demo call. So here we can just look at these objections, and the first one is gonna be like, actually, let's talk about the objection framework first, right? Okay, I just had to write that out real quick. So now we have the 3 R's that you're gonna use for most objections. And the first one is going to be relate, and then that's where you're gonna relate to the client about the objections. So you're gonna be like, hey, I totally understand that. That's totally fine. Then you're gonna reframe the objection, and you're gonna be like, hey, that's exactly why the reason why I called you today, right? And then you're gonna resume your pitch. So you're gonna be like, I actually made a custom demo for your company, okay? So now let's go through some examples. The first one here is we're not interested, we're not good. So you're gonna be totally fair, relate, and that's exactly the reason. Actually, I mean, it wouldn't work here, but you can still just continue relating to them, and then continue. So you can be like totally fair. Most pros I talk to are good during the day, but they actually lose 3 to 5 leads a week purely because they can't answer on a Sunday or 8 p.m. when they're sleeping, right? Do you have anyone covering those phones after 5 p.m. or does it just go to voicemail? And if they say, just send me an email, you can be like, I totally understand you're probably busy. I can do that, but honestly, my emails usually hit spam since I'm not a saved contact for you. So you have 30 seconds now just for the basics. If you hate it, you can just hang up on me. If they say I'm really busy right now, you're gonna be like, I hear you. I'll just be quick. Being busy usually, like that's exactly the reason why I'm calling you today, because being busy means you're usually missing calls while you're on the job, right? When's a better time to chat for you? It was in 2 minutes, or maybe this afternoon, or we miss calls. No, no. If they say robots or AI sounds too fake, you can be like, you're totally right. The old ones were terrible. But the reason I'm actually calling you is the 2026 models actually breathe, pause, have background noise, use filler words, It's not like those robots from 2024. If I sent you a demo, would you be able to listen to it for 30 seconds just to see the difference? And if they say, what if it gives the wrong info? That's a totally valid question. We program it using the knowledge base, and it knows exactly what's on your website. It can answer any niche or basic question. What are like the top 3 questions usually get asked? And you just continue yapping. And another important one is how much is it? And here you can be like, I totally understand your concern. Pricing is important, but let me ask you, when a client calls you about a job, are you able to offer them a price right away, or do you tell them they have to inspect something first and then be able to name a fair price, right? And that's pretty much how you're going to handle most objections. But trust me, this stuff is not easy. It's going to take you, I'd say, a couple days, if not weeks, to get used to like actually be able to quickly respond to an objection, right? Because if you don't, like I said, you're gonna lose that call. Okay, and now we can just start with the cold emails and cold DMs. And to be honest, I'll be mostly focusing on the cold emails for you, because the only way that you're actually going to be doing cold DMs is if you have an Instagram account that has like actually a lot of followers. Because look, I run an IG account, right? I have 46,000 followers. And I'll be honest, if somebody has like below 10,000 followers, I'm not gonna take them seriously. So unless you're in that bracket where you actually have some followers, and like the name that you have on your IG is that like is related to the country. So like if you have like an Indian name and you're trying to contact people in the United States, like they're not gonna respond to you. But if your name is like, I don't know, Mark Smith, and you have 10K followers on IG, and maybe post content about AI receptionists or just professional content, then yeah, you can try doing cold DMs, right? But anyhow, let's just talk about cold emails. And this one is actually going to cost you some money if you want to do it right. Yeah, you could be like a dumbass and you can just use Gmail and like copy paste scripts, copy paste the same demo all over again. And that's going to work until they just ban you, right? Because Gmail doesn't really like cold emails like that. And that's why you got to use actual providers that send emails for you. And one of them is called smartlead.ai. And pretty much what allows you to do is just connect your domains, and then it's going to send emails automatically for you, and allows you to put in like those custom variables to make sure that the email is actually different, right? So basically you're going to have like a Google Sheet with your client's info, and then you're going to plug that Google Sheet into Smartly AI. You're going to make these custom email sequences. You can do follow-ups, and you're going to connect your domain. And to be honest, you probably need like 5 to 10 domains for this to actually like kind of worked out. Because if you use one domain, there's still a high chance that you actually just go to spam if you do like, I don't know, 50 to 100 emails per day. But if you have, say, like 10 domains and you send like 10 emails from each domain, that's 100 emails, but they're spread out, right? So you're not really going to go to spam like that. And that's why I would recommend definitely using SmartLead. I think there was some other site that you could use, but I've used this one before and it does work. So I mean, you can just try it out, right? And then in terms of, let's go back here. In terms of making those custom messages, what I did before was use this N8N workflow specifically for making icebreakers. And the way that worked is that we have a Apify scraper that actually scrapes the data from Apollo AI, right? And Apollo AI is a website that gives you like a bunch of info on people who actually matter in businesses, like owners. And but the problem is it's pretty expensive, right? I don't think this package could get you much. It's $79, and that's annual. Let's see monthly. Yeah, it's gonna be like $100, and nobody really has the money to spend on this shit like that, because you're already spending money on this. Let's see how much is it. Yeah, it's like $40, right? So this is dumb to spend on, and it's like credits. What the better way to do it is to use an Apify scraper. And basically this is just scrapers that you can like rent out from people, and they're just gonna cost you like a couple cents per usage. So here, like this Apollo scraper is 1,000 people for $1, right? So much better for sure. And let's go back to the workflow. So here I scraped it, right? I scraped that data, and we get the first name, last name, LinkedIn URL, whatever. And the most important stuff is the email, right? And this is not like a generic company email. This is an email specifically for Jennifer, right? Who's the attorney and founder of this law firm. So if you actually send an email to her, there is a chance that you reach her, right? And so we go through, and we also get the website, right, for their firm right here. So we go through and we get their website, we scrape that website, and we go through and we have the AI analyze their website, and then we have it write a custom icebreaker for that woman. And here we just specify the format we want, and we get the output, and it goes to our Google Sheet, right? So now we can go here. Okay, I actually forgot to mention, but here at the start, you're gonna get your Apollo URL to actually scrape. So basically, you have to, in your sheet, you have to put your Apollo URL like this. So, well, the easiest way to do this is to actually go to the free Apollo and do this, and copy that URL. You're gonna paste it in right here, and once we go back here, yeah, it goes through, and then it outputs that data into the same sheet in this column. And here we get like the LinkedIn and Twitter template and the multi-line icebreaker for the client, right? And there's two ways that you can send a demo to that client. One of them is going to be using Loom, right, which is an actual video. So you're going to go into Retail AI, you're going to click on the test, and you're going to record yourself talking to it, or you can do a voice recording. Which one is better? To be honest, it's up to you. I mean, obviously, if you make a video that looks like you're doing more, you're putting in more effort for that person, right? So I generally recommend that. But also, you're gonna get limited by time. Like, I don't know, maybe you can make 50 of these a day, but you can't make 100, right? Because it does take like 3 to 5 minutes to make one. So yeah, that's up to you. All right. Is there anything else? I think that's it for the cold emails. But yeah, in terms of this template, you can have it inside my mentorship. If you join, I'll give it to you, and I can also explain the whole Appify setup in my mentorship if you ask me to. And if you want to know how to join my mentorship, is joinrevflow.com. You can learn directly from me. Once this goes through, you'll see the join page. But you can learn directly from me, and we hold 4 weekly live calls where I just yap about this stuff, and you can talk to me. So like maybe you have a question about your call, you recorded it and shit, but you're not getting clients or anything. I can actually review your call on those live calls and give you a bunch of feedback, right? So consider that if you actually want to improve more and faster, but you don't have to. This video is giving you a lot of free sauce that you can just go out and do on your own and just improve on your own. All right, and now the last way that I'm going to talk about getting clients is actually doing IG and YouTube organic content. YouTube is right here. But yeah, so IG, you're basically going to create a page, right? And you can include your face or like a professional photo, right? And you're going to be like your name, AI Solutions, or your company name, AI Solutions. Your bio is going to be saying, so you're going to be like helping businesses, and you can change businesses to some X niche, right? So you can be like helping auto repair shops at 15-30K a month through the AI call assistant or AI appointment assistant or the AI receptionist, up to you. And you can be like a free demo for your business, and you include your website right here. And I'm just going to show you my website. So once you click that link, you're going to see this page, and it's going to say something about the AI receptionist or an AI revenue patch for your business. You're going to explain what they're going to get, and then you're going to send them to your Google form. And make sure to have some kind of like scarcity factor here. So I'm writing you're only going to get 5 custom like demos this week, so don't miss out, right? And then you're going to see the form. It's going to ask for their email, their first name, company website, whatever. And once it's done, you're gonna show them this screen, right? Actually, no, that's after. So once this is done, you're just gonna see their demo, like request. You're gonna do it, right? And then let's talk about the DM setting. So this is actually where you're gonna DM them. So in Instagram, you're gonna be like, or WhatsApp, you're gonna start with opener. You're gonna be like, hi, name, are you looking to integrate AI into your business, or did you just follow me for the content? Then number 2, you're gonna push into the pane. You're gonna be like, I see, do you have an idea where you're looking to automate in your business? If not, then no worries. Let's find out what is the biggest revenue leak in your business right now. And they're gonna say they mentioned something about missing calls, right? Or not answering after hours. You're gonna be like, interesting, what is an average value of a customer for you? And then you're gonna be like, I see, so you're saying you're missing out on roughly like X $1,000s per month. due to missed calls, right? And then you're gonna do the demo offer, and you're gonna say this is pretty much what I do, and it's common for your niche right now. This could absolutely be with AI. This could absolutely be done with AI using XYZ automation. And instead of pitching you, could I just go ahead and send you a free demo so you can see how it would look like? Should I send it here? Then you're gonna record your demo with Loom, right? Don't send a voice recording. Actually do a Loom here, and you're gonna be like, here's the demo. Have you had one of these done before for your business? And then you're gonna do an offer call, right? You're gonna offer them a call, and you're gonna say, if you want to see how this would look for your business specifically, I can show you in about 15 minutes. I got a few spots this week, and again, mention those dates, right? Make them choose which one will work better for you. And a lot of times they're just gonna start ghosting you, and that's fine. They're not trying to be mean to you. They're busy, right? They're business owners. So you can be like, hey, Naeem, did you get a chance to look at the custom demo that I built for you? Curious about what you think about this specific element. Just make sure to always end your DM with a question, just to because that makes them more likely to respond back. And then try to follow up at least 4 to 5 times if they're not responding to you. Like I've actually gotten like some people who wouldn't respond until like the 4th or the 5th time. So don't give up. Like the money's in the follow-ups, right? So continue just DMing them, spam them. And then after they actually book a call with your Calendly, you're gonna redirect them back into your site, and then they're gonna see this page, right? It's gonna be like your website / booked, right? And then it's gonna be like your appointment is not yet confirmed. Please follow the steps below. First, you're gonna have the screenshot. You're gonna tell them how to confirm their meeting. Then you're gonna have a VSL video here, or just like a video trying to sell them. Here you're gonna show the agent again, and you're gonna hit on their pain points, which they actually mentioned back in the DMs, right? And then you're gonna have your wins and testimonials, and this could be either text or actual videos. Videos are preferred, obviously, right? Because it just puts more trust than text. Okay, and now we can just yap about the 4 content types that your page is gonna have, right? So your page is gonna have these 4 content types. And the first one is gonna be your mirror board video, and this is the same software that I'm using here. So all you're gonna say is, you're gonna talk about how saved revenue for that business or like a niche, and you're gonna explain your workflows in a simple language. You're gonna explain all the benefits as a list. So like instead of talking, like pretend this is a workflow for the Google Calendar retargeting, right? So you're not gonna like actually talk about everything in there. You're just gonna do a rough breakdown, right? And then you can have like the text at the top say how an auto repair shop can recover 25K in revenue per month with this workflow, right? And then you're gonna explain your ANIRAN, or actually no, not ANIRAN. You're gonna rebuild your ANIRAN in Miro, right? So it just looks simple because you don't want to show people this. They're just gonna get confused. Okay, and then your second content type is gonna be highlighting the pain point. So these are basically storytelling videos where you explain how you encounter some sort of problem in the next niche relating to the workflow that you build, right? So for example, if you're targeting auto repair shops, you can say something like, oh, I tried calling 20 auto repair shops in my city at 8 p.m. and only one of them picked up the phone, and then you're going to transition into the workflow, right? And that's pretty much it for the pain point. And then you're going to do a demo content type of video, and this is basically just you going to be chatting with your agent, and you should do this for both the inbound and the outbound agents. So you've seen a couple of my videos like this, just like chatting with that agent, right? Just a basic demo. And then the last one is going to be your numbers breakdown. And here you're again going to use Miro or pen and paper or whiteboard. And basically you're going to do calculations for that business to show them how much revenue they will recover by installing your workflow, right? So you just like basically break down the numbers. So you're going to be like average, text is white. Change this. You can say average auto repair shop misses around 30 calls per month because nobody is answering the phone between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m., right? Let's say the conversion, why is it white again? The conversion rate for this shop is 80%, right? So now we do, what is it, 30 times 0.8, 24. So 24 clients are missed. Each client, again, why is it white? Each client is worth, let's say, $200, right? So we have this 24 times 200, so that's $4,800. So the shop misses out on $4,800 a month, right? So you're basically gonna do that kind of breakdown, but obviously make it more professional than I'm doing here. And then lastly, you're gonna have your YouTube organic content, and you're not really gonna educate or anything here. This is basically your place for client testimonial. So here you can either upload just clients talking about your business or you talking with that client. So yeah, that's pretty much your YouTube, right? And then I'm not gonna talk about meta ads here. I'll probably do like a video on it in my mentorship at some point, but not now. And that's pretty much it for your client acquisition, right? This is basically the best way to get clients. Well, the three best ways. And yeah, my last advice, if you're new, start out with family and friends. If you don't have any, then do cold calls. If you want to scale a bit more, then do cold emails, cold DMs, and then pivot into social media, because that's the only way that you're actually truly gonna scale and build a brand at the same time, right? So yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. And actually, we're gonna have like a Discord stream, right? So you can just ask me the questions there. Goodbye.